Hi, I'm JD, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing factoring again, and the method I'm going to be showing today is the box method. Why is it called the box method, you might ask? It is because there's a box in it. That's why it's called the box method. So let me read those for you because they might be hard to read. X squared minus 6x plus 8, then you have x squared plus 9x plus 8. Then you have x squared plus 2x minus 8. And then you have x squared minus 7x minus 8. So pause the video and see if you can try to do these on your own. Alright. Now I'm going to do all my work here, and I'm going to put the answers here. So for the first one, for number 1, set up your box. Now with the box method, this times this gives you your first term. This times this gives you your last term, which has to be 8. And then the diagonals give you your outer and your inner, which add up to the middle term. So for the first one, think through, okay, I have x times x, right? X times x. And then, all right, what factors of 8, when added together, will give me 6? 1 and 8, 2 and 4, when added together, give me 6. So 2, 4. Now, since there's a minus sign here, since this is a plus, it's either going to be negative, negative, or positive, positive. In this case, since it's a negative, that means you're going to have a minus sign. Now, with the box method, again, you can check it with the diagonals, but you're purposely setting it up, right? And that's going to give you a negative. Add together, we have negative 6x. So then what you do is you just write it as is. So you have x, right? X minus 4. X minus 2. Just as is. Now, for the second one, again, box method, set up your box. This gives you the first term, which is x squared. This gives you your last, which is again a positive 8. Now, for your middle term, it's going to be 9x. So think through again, what times what will give you 8, and then when added together it gives you the 9. Right, 1 and 8. Plus, plus. See that? And then it's going to be 1, diagonal, so that's 1x, and then x times 8, which is 8x. Right, that works. So then you just write it as is, so it's x plus 1, parentheses, x plus 8. Now for the third one, I set up my box again. First is this times this, which is going to be x squared, so it has to be x and x. Now I have a negative 8 here. So this times this has to give me a negative 8. So now we're not looking for a sum, we're looking for a difference. Okay, what factors of 8, so what number times another number gives me 8, a negative 8, and then when added together gives me the middle term, which is a 2x. 4 and 2. So 4 and 2. Now, one has to be plus and one has to be minus. I have a plus 2x here. So the larger number, right, the 4 has to be positive. So that's a positive and then a minus. So again, as is, you can check the diagonals if you want. So that's x plus 4, x minus 2. Break this real quick. I'm going to erase this one as well. Now let's calculate the last guy. The last guy is x squared minus 7x minus 8. So again, I set up the box for this is x squared. Again, the diagonals indicate the middle term. This times this gives me the last. When I add the outer and the inner together, that gives me a negative 7x. So I have to think through. I know this is going to be x and x. What factors of 8, okay, what times what when multiplied gives me a negative 8, and when added together gives me a negative 7. Well, that's a negative 8 and a plus 1. Again, you do diagonals. X times a negative 8 is negative 8x. 1 times x gives you a 1x. Alright, so that checks out to a negative 7x. So then you just set up the parentheses as it is. So it's x minus 8x plus 1. And that is it.